Welcome to all the students. This is the first demo session for the commerce students by Masters Educare. We welcome you, Deepali ma'am. So students, take complete advantage of this session. Okay, let us start with the session. Deepali ma'am, I hand it over to you.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can start.
yeah. Okay.
Students, just a small hello.
Hel-
Hello.
I can see a participant having the device name Redmi. Who is that?
हाँ?
ये एक Redmi नाम से कौन ज्वाइन हुआ है? Hello.
अरे हाँ
दूसरे फोन से ज्वाइन हुआ।
Who is having this device name Redmi? Please rename yourself. आपका नाम डालिए वहाँ पे. और I request all the students to keep your device on mute. Whenever you have some doubt, unmute and ask it. Else keep it on mute. Otherwise the disturbances will be coming in. Okay, keep it on mute. Whenever you have something to ask or whenever ma'am asks for a response, please unmute and you can ask it. Okay.
Sir, and ask the students that keep their video on, switch on, so that
Yeah.
I can see.
Please
the-
everyone put your video, put on your video please.
Children, switch on your videos.
Put your mic on mute and switch on your videos, please. This is because we need to understand that are you
Yeah.
really understanding the sessions to make out. Yeah. Thank you everyone. Others, please switch on.
Apurva, Aryan, just switch on your video, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, shall we start now?
Yes.
Okay, good. As children, now you selected the commerce field. Just unmute yourself. Okay. So as you have chosen the commerce field, right? So this accountancy is very much important subject in your field. So first you should understand what is the meaning of this subject, this accountancy term, right? Now usually in day-to-day life also we are using this accountancy term. Now as your parents, okay, they are preparing their monthly budget, right? Whatever the income they are getting, so from that they are preparing their monthly budget, how much expenditure is to be incurred, how much the assets we are having, how much liabilities we are having. So they are managing all these things, right? So when these all the recording we are doing, so this is only called as accounting. We are doing the accounting, okay? But in business also, every business or every businessman want to know how much they have to gain the loss or profit during the year from their business activities, how much the capital they are having, or how much capital they have to invest in the business, and how this capital is to be utilized, how much the income and expenditure is to be incurred in the business. To come to know all these things, the businessman required to maintain these all the transactions. Now day to day, you know that businessman is doing day to day transaction. They are purchasing the raw material, from the raw material they are manufacturing the finished goods, and all these business activities they are doing, okay, in day to day life. Purchasing the asset, if any machinery is required to purchase from their business, so for that also they are doing these various transactions, okay, to gain something, to earn the profit. Because every business has their motto to earn the profit motto is their main objective, right? So they should understand that whether these transactions they are performing in their business, so whether they are getting something in return against that transactions or not. So how they will come to know? Because the human person cannot keep all the things in their mind, no? Various transactions they are doing in a day, so it is not possible for the businessman to keep in mind all these things. So for that reason they have to keep the record somewhere else for these all the transaction, okay? And this record should be systematically done, right? So accountancy helps to maintain all these record, all these financial data in a systematic way. So this is called as accountancy, accounting. Okay, so by keeping these all the complete and systematic record of every business dealings, the businessman can know how much the amount is to be done for the purchases, how much is the amount of the sales are, what are the total expenditures and incomes are to be occurred in the business. He can ascertain the financial position of the business also. How financial position means what? How much the assets and liabilities the business is having. Now, what is liability, what is assets, all these I will explain you later on. But financial position they can understand through the accounting term. Okay, how much amount has to be take from the others, from the financial institutions as a loan. Okay, and how their assets can be utilized in the business properly to earn the profit, to gain the profit from the business. So all these things are to be required in every business field, and accounting helps this businessman to do these all the recording in a systematic way. Even the businessman, this accountancy also can helps in assessment of the income tax, that is GST. You heard the word GST, goods and services tax. So to assess the tax in the form of GST, accountancy can help the businessman in a proper way. So in short, what accounting plays an important role in running a business, because as it helps you to track the income and expenditure of the business to be incurred while doing all these activity. Ensure the statutory compliance. Statutory compliance means how much the tax is to be paid out of the income of the business to the government. So all the statutory compliances also can be ensured with the accounting term. Then provide the investors, management is there, government is there, whatever the information is required to them, because they are the vital part of the business. Investors are there who are investing their money, their capital in the business. So they have that right to understand what is the position of the business, and through this accounting term they can understand the position of the business. Even management is also can be it is also can be helpful to the management to understand these all the information about the business through accounting term. Because management means what, children? Management means the who are framing all the plans and policies for the business. Okay, what is the role of management? We are always saying na, yes, management is good of that business, huh? Management is good of this college. So how that management means what? Who is doing framing plans and policies for the business, okay, for the institution. So this management also should plans and policies and frame the rules and regulations for the business accordingly, but there should be some base for framing that plans and policies for the business. So who will help that? Accounting terms. So through accounting data they can plans and frame the policies for the business in future, which can be helpful in making the business decision more effectively and efficiently. Got it? So for that reason, accounting is very vital part of each and every business. Are you getting my point? So why in business this accounting term is very, very much important. So all these businesses maintaining the accounting record for their business transactions. Got it, everyone? If you are having any doubt, just unmute yourself and ask the doubt or raise your hand. Everyone is getting my point? Okay. Now see, screen is visible to you all. Children, screen is visible? Okay. See, here
Yes,
what is
ma'am.
accounting? The question mark is there. Now there are so many questions which is to be arises in while you are doing any activity or when you are doing the various business transactions. So how much profit is earned by the business? So business should understand now how much profit is they are getting through these various activities. Does the business is having sufficient cash with them to pay the various liabilities of the business? So this question also can arise in the business. Then can business afford the expenditures? Whether the business is having the more capital to run the business, to purchase the various assets? What is the share is to be overvalued or the undervalued shares? You know the share market, share market, you are always reading these things, not you are understanding these terms, shares. Okay, so how much is the share? It is overvalued or undervalued? whether we are getting the selling price of our product properly or not in the market. So all these questions are arises in the business. Okay, so through which you are getting the answer of these all the questions when you are having the systematic record of accounting. Okay, so through accounting you can get the answer of all these questions, and with the getting of this answer you can frame the plans and policies for the business. Got it? So we will move ahead with the next point, that is definition of accounting. What is accounting? So accounting is very important part. You understood. Now what is accounting? Accounting, it is one of the process. Yes, it is one of the function of reporting what transactions are to be conducted in the business. First, this should be reported to the specific person. Okay, so that's why we can say that it is one of the process or function of reporting. Then after reporting, it is to be recorded somewhere else. Okay, recording, then interpreting. Then after recording, it is to be interpreted. Yes, this machinery is to be purchased in the business. So machinery purchase, we reported, okay, to the specific person. Then that person has recorded that transaction. Then interpreting, then how much cash is to be spent on this purchasing of the machinery. So interpretation is to be done. Then summarizing this economic data, okay, in the proper way in the accounting system. So accounting, we can in short say that it is one of the process or function of reporting, recording, interpreting, and summarizing all the economic data. That is, economic data means financial transactions we are recording. Now what is financial transaction? Financial transaction means the transactions which includes the monetary value, money term. Okay, these are called as financial transaction. And in business, only financial transactions are to be recorded in the terms of accounting system. Are you getting my point? Non-monetary transactions, now we are not recording. For example, I will give you the example. Just now I gave the example machinery purchase. So here the money value, monetary term is to be included, involved. So we are recording these transaction in the accounting system. But for example, suppose if there is a strike, okay, in any company, in any firm of the employees, and it affects the business, okay, it affects the business or it affects the profit of the business if the employees will go for a strike, right? But this transaction we are not recording in an accounting system, though it is affected to the business. That means which transactions we are recording for the business? Financial transaction. So financial transaction, this is very important term. Okay, so in accounting system we are recording only financial transactions which are affecting the business, okay, positively or negatively. So these transactions, that's why it is called as economic data or financial transaction, you can say, we are recording. So this introduction of this accounting, it is helpful for the decision making of the company to make the effective choice for their business by providing all this information. When this all the information is provided in the form of accounting data, then it is useful for any firm, any company to make the effective decision, effective choice for their business. And if they are effectively do this decision making part for their business, automatically they will earn the more profit for their business. Okay, so for that reason accounting is very, very much a vital part of each and every business. So that's why we can say that accounting act as a language of finance. Okay, so accountancy is one of the language we are using in the business, okay, in the form of finance term, financial transactions. So that's why we can say that accountancy act as a language of finance. It is a language of finance. Got it? So to understand this accountancy term in a more way, more effectively, there are some aspects of accounting. So which are these various aspects? First one is economic events. Just I told you that always business main motto is what? When suppose, for take the example, if you want to start your business, so first what will come into your mind? Why I have to start the business? To earn the profit, to gain something, right? This is the main motto of the business. objective of the business. So economic event means what? Which includes the financial transactions, and through this financial transaction the business should earn something in the form of profit, gain. Okay, so first aspect of accounting is what? Economic event. So it is a consequence of the company has to undergo when the number of monetary transaction, monetary means the transaction which includes the money, value for that transaction, purchase of raw material. You are purchasing the raw material, against that you have to pay some cash, some money against that transaction. So that's why monetary transaction, it is very much important, monetary transactions, okay, which is to be involved. So it is called as economic event. So first aspect of accountancy is what? Economic event. That means what? It includes the money value, monetary transaction, financial transaction it involves. Then second aspect is identification, measurement, recording, and communication. Yes, directly we cannot record. First we have to identify. So suppose accounting system should be outlined in a such a way that right data is identified. Right data means what? All the financial transactions of the business. First you have to identify, yes, in a day which transactions in a business are to be conducted. So these transactions, financial transaction, money transactions are recorded. So right data is to be identified first, then it is measured. Now how much we incurred the cash or expenditure for purchasing the raw material. Okay, so measure in terms of money. So identifying, then measuring, then all these measuring part we have to record somewhere else. Yes, today we purchase so and so of 1000 rupees raw material. So somewhere we have to record that. Okay, then communicating to the right individual. Now who are maintaining all these accounting data? So to that person it should be communicated by the purchase department. I am giving the example of that. Purchasing raw material, that identification of the transaction has been done. Now what? After identification, measure how much of raw material we purchase, 1000 rupees. So I measure that. Then record somewhere else. So for recording, communicate to some specific individual person who are maintaining all these books of accounting in the business. Okay, so to communicate that person by the purchase department, yes, we purchase the raw material of 1000 rupees. So he will record that in our books of account. Okay, so communicating and recording at a right time. Okay, so this is also one of the important aspect in the accounting term. Then organization, third aspect of accounting. So organization means it depends upon the size of the organization, nature of the organization, which type of organization or the business they are doing their activities. Okay, suppose large scale organization, small scale organization is there. So according to their size of the organization and nature of the business depends upon this all the transactions. Suppose small organization, they are dealing with less transactions. Okay, then large organization, they are dealing with the more transactions. So depend upon that size of activities and level of the business operations, the business accounting aspects is to be depend. The next is interested users of the information. Now who required is all the information, accounting information? So users, they are called as users of this accounting information. So it should be communicated to the right person. Just now I told you that management requires this accounting information. Why they require this accounting information? Suppose if in any 1 year the business is suffering the loss, continuous loss. Okay, so the management has to decide or has to take the some remedial step against that, why the business is suffering the loss continuously. Okay, and how they will come to know that yes, business is suffering the loss? With the accounting data which they are having. Okay, so if they are suffering the loss continuously by the various activities, so that they can change their policies of the business. Okay, so management is also required this accounting data properly. It should be communicated to them. Okay, then investors are there who are investing their money in a business. in the form of shares, debentures, various securities are there in the market available. Okay, so when they are contributing their money in the form of capital to their business, then they should also have the right to understand what is the position of the business in where they are investing their capital. Okay, so investors are there, so interested users of the information. That means it is about the communicating important financial information to the customer. Customer are also the king of the business, you know that customer are the king. Okay, so customer also have the right to know the position of the business. Okay, so these are all the aspects of the accounting system. Which one? First aspect of accounting is economic events. That means it includes the financial transactions which involves the money, monetary term. Then identification, measurement, recording and communication. This is the second aspect of accounting. Okay. Then organization. Depend upon the organization, these transactions are to be recorded. Then interested users of the information. Because many of the users are there which is to be helpful with the accounting data, they can take the decision for the business. So this is also one of the most important aspect of accounting. Got it? Everyone got it till this? Okay. Shall we move ahead with the next point, that is fundamentals of accounting. Now the total accounting system is to be based on these fundamentals. Which are these fundamentals? Assets. Now you heard the word asset many times now. We have these assets. Okay. Asset means what? Which have the economic value in the market. Economic value of an item which is purchased by the enterprise is referred as asset. Suppose for example, in your business, you have the asset. You are telling that I have the asset of 1 lakh rupees in my business. That means what? 1 lakh is what? That it has the economic value, some value it has. And to put it in the other words, the assets are those items that can be transformed into cash. Yes, whenever the need occurred in the business, these assets you can immediately convert into cash. Suppose for example, you have the machinery of rupees 1 lakh in your business. Okay, so through that machinery you are gaining something. Okay, through that machinery you are converting your raw material into finished goods. So it is one of the asset for you because you are getting something in future. Now in short, what in a simple meaning of this asset means the things which are useful to you in future. Okay, जो हमको फ्यूचर में यूज होता है उसको हम asset बोलते हैं. Like machinery, cash. If you are having the cash with you, take the general example also. If you are having the cash with you now, so with that cash you can purchase anything. You can use that cash for the financial transaction. Okay, if you want to purchase the accountancy book, so to purchase that book you have some cash with you, and that cash you can utilize for doing this financial transaction. This is also one of the financial transaction you are doing. You are purchasing the accountancy book for so and so rupees, and against that you have to pay the cash. This is also one of the what? Financial transaction, where the money is to be, monetary term is to be involved. Okay, so the things which you can benefit from that in future are considered as the asset. So that's why here it is mentioned that asset means what? Economic, which has the economic value. Okay, and through that you can convert that asset or transform that asset into cash whenever you want. Okay, so it generates the income for the enterprise. Shortly, cash it is direct asset to you. Asset is again subdivided into two parts. Okay, which tangible and intangible asset, current and non-current asset. So you have in detail in next 12th standard all these points. So just remember that asset means the things or the items which have the economic value and which can be transformed or converted into cash shortly. Okay, by the business. So it is useful in paying any expenses of the business entity or debts. Suppose if you want to pay your debts of the business. And if you are not having the profit to your business, okay, so through which you can pay these debts, liability, pay liability debts, you know, liability or debts means what? Karza. Okay, the money which you have to pay to somebody else, this is called as debts or liability. So suppose if you are not having the profit to your business, so how you will pay these debts? If you are not having the profit, you have the asset to your business, you have the machinery, so that machinery you can sell out in the market, and this machinery can be converted into cash, and that cash you can use to pay the debts and liabilities of your business. Got it? So this is one of the important fundamental of accounting, that is assets. Are you getting this term asset? Understood, everyone?
Ma'am, so assets are something which we own and liabilities are something which we have to pay for.
Yes, correct, good, correct, very true. Okay, so assets means the things which can be utilized for the future benefit. Got it? You can use that asset directly, or you can convert that asset into cash, and that cash you can use for paying the debts or paying the liabilities or to incur the expenditure, anything. Okay, then liabilities. Next fundamental is liability. Liability means the obligation. Yes, suppose for example, if you have taken the loan from the bank, okay, for your business of rupees 50,000. So 50,000 is what? Your liability. In future, you had to pay that 50,000 to the bank with interest. Got it? So this is considered as a liability. Liability means what? Debt. It is also called as debts, karza. Okay. So it is also having the economic value and economic value of an obligation. It is obligatory to you. You have to pay during a certain period this liability to the person by whom you have taken that. Okay, so that's why it also having the economic value or the obligation or the debt that is payable by the enterprise. That means business has the liability, has to pay something, some amount to the another person, to the AD firm, or to that can be an individual person, that can be a bank, that can be a financial institution from where you have taken that money. Okay, so this is considered as a liability. So it, in another word, liability means what? It is an obligation that are arising out of previous transaction. You have taken the loan previously, and now in future you have to pay that amount, that bank loan, okay, with interest to the bank. Got it? So that's why we can say that it is an obligation that are arising out of previous transactions, which is payable by the enterprise, and these through assets possessed by them. How the liabilities are payable? Yes, you are having the asset. Cash is also your asset. Huh? If you are having the cash, and how you will get the cash in the business? From the profit, from your asset. Okay. So you have the cash, and through that asset which possessed by your enterprise for by your business, through that asset you are paying the liabilities of your business. Got it? Are you getting, all of you? Okay. So this is the second fundamental term of accounting, that is liabilities. Okay. Then third is owner's equity. Now owner's equity, in short, shareholders fund. You heard the word share, shareholder, shares. You heard the word shares? Yes, children? Share means share market. Share market down हो गया, अभी आज down है, आज अच्छा है share market. Yes, you are always listening these terms, na, shares. So shares means what? It is one of the security, shares, debentures, these are called as securities. When people are investing their money, they are earning their profit in the security. So once they purchase that security, suppose Reliance company is there, okay, and of that Reliance company, I purchased 10 shares of the Reliance company. Okay, so by purchasing these 10 shares of Reliance company, I become the shareholder of that Reliance company. Got it? And once I become the shareholder after purchasing the shares of that Reliance company, I am the owner of that company, because shareholder are the real owner. Why they are called as real owner of the company? Because they are investing their money. Okay, majority part of the capital is invested or contributed by the shareholder of any company. So that's why shareholders are the real owner, we can say. Okay, there is a separation of management and ownership in the business. Just get it, understand. Ownership and management is very different from each other. Management means they are only looking after framing the plans and policies for the business. But who are the real owner of the company, of any firm? Shareholders. Okay, keep in mind these. As a commerce student, you should know that these two different terms. Who are the owners of the company? Shareholders, because they are sharing most of the part of the capital of the business. Okay, so that's why equity, owner's equity, here it is mentioned, equity or owner's equity, we can say. It is also considered as a equity also. Equity means the shareholders fund. How much the shareholders are contributing the funds in the business. It is called as shareholders fund, shareholders capital. Okay. So this is also one of the vital segment of the sole proprietorship. You see, sole proprietorship means the business which is run by the individual person, by the individual, sole person, sole, that means individual, one person. Got it? So there is a equation. All these terms in detail you are having, okay, afterwards. But just keep in mind these terms. What is asset? What is liability? That much only you have to keep. Don't think more about this. Just first get it, understand the properly concept of all these. Okay. So equation is there of this shareholders fund. Assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. See, here it is mentioned. What is the equation of shareholders fund? Assets. Now you know the assets. Assets means it includes all fixed asset, tangible, intangible asset, current asset, non-current asset, all. What all these I will explain you later on. But just keep in mind, asset includes all the assets of the business. Okay, cash is there, machinery is there, your investment is there. All these are the assets. Asset means what in short? Yes, Shravani, just unmute yourself and tell me what is asset. Just I told you what you understand. The term asset. Yes, Shravani.
Ma'am, we can't hear your voice.
You can't. My voice is not audible to you.
Ma'am, now we can.
Okay. Tell me the meaning of asset. What you understood. Asset means what? Children, keep your videos on.
Asset means
Yes. Don't hesitate to give the answer. Just whatever you understood, just tell me.
ma'am, in assets mean we can use
Yes. Just correct. Tell confidently.
we are using for our future. We are taking we are keeping the money to use in our further life.
Yes.
To in a means in a
Aryan?
future.
Okay. Aryan, can you hear me? Yes, Aryan. Please switch on your video. Sri Shravani, now children just listen carefully. I am again repeating. Asset means the items which are having the economic value. Okay, that means financial value, some value in monetary terms they are having, and that asset we can use in future for our business purpose. Okay, now take the general example. In your house, many assets you are having: fridge, furniture you are having in your house. Okay, so these are all your asset. Yes. Okay, any part you are using in your business. Okay, so all these are considered as a asset for you. So asset means what? It has some items which having the some economic value, and that asset can be transferred or converted into cash whenever required shortly for your business. Now we are here considering all these things from the point of your business term. Okay. So in business, which are called as asset, the items which are having the money value or financial value, economic value, and that can be easily converted into cash whenever required by the business. These are called as asset, or which can be, in short, the asset or the items which are useful in future for the business is considered as a asset. Got it? Got it, Shravani? Yes. Okay. So what is the equation of the equity? Owner's equity, assets equal to liabilities per plus owner's equity. Now liability, already I explain you the term liability. Liability means the amount which is to be payable by the enterprise to the individual or to any firm, to any establishment. Okay. So these are called as liabilities. The amount which are payable by the business are called as liability. Liability is also called as debt. Got it? So what is the equation? Assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. Owner's equity means what? Just now I told you, shareholders fund. Shareholders contribution in the form of their capital in the business. Yes, business require the capital to run their business. That you know, every business should require the capital to run their business. Immediately, suppose for example, if I want to start the business today, I decided today to start the business. So what required for my business to start it? First, the money required, na? So that amount which is to be invested in the business is called as capital. Capital means what? The amount which is to be invested in the business or to run the business activities is called as, that amount is called as capital. Okay. So owner's equity means what? Shareholders fund, shareholders capital. After purchasing the shares of the business, how much capital is contributed by the shareholder is called as owner's equity. So when you add these liability plus shareholders fund or owner's equity, it should be equal to your asset. Now you are having the balance sheet term also. Balance sheet आपने हमेशा सुना होगा ना word balance sheet. Balance sheet tally नहीं हो रहा है. Okay. Balance sheet tally हो गया. That means balance sheet it is the statement which shows the financial position of the business through various assets and liabilities. That means in balance sheet what is to be included? All assets and all liabilities. One side is of liability side and one side is of asset side, and it should be get tallied always. Your assets should be equal to your liabilities. Okay. So this is the equation, accounting equation we can say. What accounting equation is? Assets is equal to liability. Now liability includes the liabilities, the amount which is to be payable plus shareholders fund, that is owner's equity. Okay, just keep in mind all these terms. Whenever you will get or you will solve the practical questions, now you will get understand more in detail these terms. These are the very important terms which frequently you are using. Okay, so what is the equation? Accounting equation: assets equal to liabilities, and liabilities includes the outside liability plus owner's equity, that means shareholders fund. Okay, own fund we can say. So these are the three fundamentals of accounting. What? Assets, liability, and owner's equity. Owner's equity is also called as shareholders fund. Shareholders fund means the own fund. Why it is called as own fund? Just I explained it. Okay. Now we will move ahead with the objectives of the accounting. Why the accounting is needed? There are some objectives. There are some aim to maintain this accounting. So accounting is having some objectives. So first one is to maintain a systematic record of business transaction. Yes, we are maintaining the business transaction systematically. So for that systematic record, what is needed? What is the main objective of accounting? to record these all the financial transaction, business transaction in a systematic way. This is the first objective of the accounting. So the main objective of accounting is to keep the complete record of all the business transaction. And which business transaction I told you? Financial transaction, which includes the money. Okay, monetary value. Business transactions according to specified rule. There are some rules of accounting maintaining all these accounts. Which rules I will explain you later on. But these should be recorded, not like that. Yes, I want to write this purchase of machinery and I'm recorded as per my wish. No, there are some rules and regulations to maintain this accounting system. So with the basic of these rules, we are maintaining the accounting. Okay, all the business transactions. So complete record of all the business transactions helps to avoid the possibility of omission and fraud. Why these accounting, all the business transactions should be systematically recorded? Because it helps to avoid the possibility of omission. Any transaction we cannot, suppose in a day I have done many transactions for my business, but sometimes if it is not systematically recorded, then some transaction may get omitted, so you will not get the actual profit which is to be earned by the business. Yes, so for that reason the systematic recording should be needed, and accounting helps to maintain the systematic record of all the business transaction to avoid the omission and fraud. Got it? So this is the first objective. Then to ascertain the profit and loss. Yes, you are doing the business transaction to earning the profit. The main motto I told you, what is the main motto of the business? Every business to earn the profit. So how much profit the business is earning? So it should be also known to the businessman. So to ascertain the profit and loss, whether the company or through this business transaction I am getting the profit or loss for my business, so that also should be ascertained by the accounting. So to ascertain the profit and loss is also one of the objective of accounting. Okay, so through these for this purpose the trading and profit and loss account is to be prepared by the business. How the business can ascertain the profit and loss account? They are preparing trading and profit and loss account. What is trading and profit and loss account? All these you are having practically, you have to do that. Okay, just keep in mind these all the terms in your mind. Trading and profit and loss account. When you prepare these two accounts, you will get the profit of your business. Okay, through various expenses and incomes. So to ascertain the profit and loss account, this is also second objective. Then to determine the financial position. Yes, just now I told you financial position through balance sheet. How the business can identify their financial position, whether the business is doing properly, their financial position is strong or not. Financial position means what? Whether the business is paying or liable to pay their debts or not. And how they are paying their debts? Just now I told you, through assets. So when there is a more asset for the business than the liability, the financial position is strong of the business, we can say. Are you getting? When your assets are more than your liability, that means what? Your business financial position is strong. That means you are having more asset than the liabilities. And when your liabilities are more than your asset, then financial position is weak. Okay, that means you are not having the sufficient asset to pay your liabilities also. So you have to take the remedial step against that. So to ascertain the financial position through the balance sheet. So how you will come to know your financial position of the business? Through balance sheet. So you have to prepare the balance sheet. To ascertain the profit and loss account, you are preparing trading and profit and loss account. And to ascertain the financial position, you are preparing the balance sheet. Got it? So to determine the financial position of the business, accounting system is needed. So this is the third objective. Then to provide the information to the various users. There are many users. Just two already I told you. Investors and management. Investors, they should understand the financial position of the business. Why? Why, Ashar? Because why? Investors want to know the financial position or the accounting data, accounting information. because they are the
Commission.
yes, they are real owner of the business. So owner always have the right to know the financial position of the business. And management, because they have to frame the plans and policies for the business. So to frame plans and policies for the business, they should have some accounting data, accounting information. And on the basis of that accounting information, they can plans and frame plans and policies for the business for the future. Okay. Many users are external, internal users are there. So for that, customer also need to know the financial position of the business. Okay, because customer is the king. So that's why to provide the information. In the magazine, many times if you are reading the newspaper, in newspaper, many times these financial statements, these are disclosed by many companies. You observe this, you are reading the newspaper. If you are reading the newspaper, then you will come to know that yes, many companies, they are disclosing their financial statement, audit report, okay, in the newspaper. Why? Because many investors are there who are investing their money in the company, and they have the right to know these all the condition of the business, financial position of the business. So that's why every company is disclosing their audit report or the budget through the newspaper, through various magazines. Okay, so this is also one of the objective, to provide the information related to various accounting data to various users, and to assist the management. How it is assist the management? Accounting information to frame the plans and policies for the business. Got it? So these are the various objectives of the accounting, why the accounting is required. Understood the objectives of accounting, everyone? Shall we move ahead with the characteristics of accounting? Characteristics means features. Okay. You know the term characteristic, meaning of characteristic means what? Accounting. Suppose any person, suppose take the example Deepali ma'am. These are the various characteristics. Suppose for your if you are introducing your friend to somebody else, so you are saying ना हाँ वो intelligent है, हाँ वो अच्छा फुटबॉल खेलता है, वो गेम्स में अच्छा है, मतलब what you are telling to that person the characteristic of your friend. Got it? So this is meaning of characteristics. So here accounting is also having some characteristics, features. So which are these? First one is identifying the financial transactions and events. Yes, through this accounting, what is the main first characteristic? Through accounting we can identify the financial transactions and events, because in financial accounting term we are recording only money transactions, financial transactions and events. So first identifying that financial transaction and event, this is the first characteristic, first feature of that. Okay, so identify these financial transactions. Only those transactions and events are recorded in the accounting which are of financial character. Financial character means what? Which having the monetary value, economic value. Got it? So there are so many transactions in the business which are very important for the business. Okay, many transactions are taking place in the business, but which cannot be measured and expressed in terms of money. These transactions we are not recording. Are you getting my point? The transaction, many transactions are happening in the business, but which transactions we are recording in accounting system? Only money value, financial transaction, which having the financial value, economic value. Those not having the economic value or money term, these transactions we are not recording. I gave the examples also. For example, quarrels between production manager and purchase manager. Okay, due to that quarrel between these two managers, it affects the business activities. Okay, but we are recording this transaction in accounting system? No, because it doesn't have any money value, financial value. So these transactions we are not recording. Got it? Resignation by any employee, it affects the business activity. If any employee is leaving the job, that means who will do his work? Again the business has to do the procedure of recruitment and all that. but it affect the during that particular duration, it affect the business badly. But we are not recording this resignation by the any employee transaction in the accounting system. Why? Because it doesn't have any money value. Got my point? So which value, which transactions we are recording? Money value. Okay, so that's why we can say that identification the financial transaction. We are identifying the financial transaction and event. This is the first characteristic of accounting. Got it? Then measuring the transaction. Measuring the transaction means what? We are recording in terms of money all these transactions. So each transaction is recorded in the books in terms of money only. Suppose for example, if the businessman purchases 200 chairs and 10 tables, okay, so their value in terms of money will be recorded. We are not recording 200 and 10 tables in the accounting system. How much for 200 we are paying the cash, that value we are recording. Suppose for 200 chairs and 10 tables we spend the 50,000 cash. So which value we are recording? While this transaction is recorded in the accounting system, 50,000, not 200 and 10 chairs. Okay, so these values we are not recording. 210. How much we made the expenditure on that for purchasing that? 50,000. So 50,000 value we are recording. Got it? So that's why we are recording in terms of money those transactions which are having the money value. Okay, suppose for example land and building we purchase. Land we purchase of 2,000 meters. So we are recording 2,000 or whatever the value we are paying for the land, that value we are recording. The value which we are paying for that land, that we are recording, not 2,000 meter we are recording. Got it? So recording of transaction, but which recording of transaction? Measuring, we are measuring this transaction in a money value, money term. Got it? So this is the second characteristic of accounting. Then third one is recording of transactions. Okay, now recording of transaction in a systematic way. There are many, first always the accounting system starts with the journal. Okay, first transaction took place in the business. After the transaction took place, it is first recorded in a journal form. Got it? Journal it is called as. So journal is the primary book where the accounting transactions, financial transactions are first recorded. Got my point? First business. Business, after business, the transactions took place. These are taking place in the business, transactions. Financial transaction, not only transaction, financial word is very important. Financial transactions are taking place. And these financial transactions are first, where it is to be recorded? In a journal form. Journal it is called. A journal is one of the book where the financial transactions are first recorded. How it is recorded? You are having in detail in next topics. Okay, then subsidiary books is there. So all these terms you are having in detail, so we will do look after at that time. Just keep in mind these terms only in your mind. Got it? So recording the transaction, this is the next characteristic, third characteristic. Then classifying the transaction. Yes, now in a day many transactions are taking place in a business, so we recorded in a journal. Okay, so when the day finish, suppose 30 transactions, these are taken by the business. Okay, taken place. Then the classification also need to be done, because every time we don't have the time to refer all these through journal. No? Suppose first I purchase the raw material. After raw material, expenditure are incurred. After expenditure, one machinery is to be, or salary is to be paid to the employee. Okay, again the raw material need to purchase, so again the material is, so frequently we are, as per the chronological order, these are transactions are recorded in a journal form. So every time it is not possible for the business to refer the journal entries. Got my point? Some transactions are taken place on credit basis also. Sometimes if the business are having not sufficient cash, so they can purchase the raw material on credit basis also. Okay, credit basis, purchase on credit basis means what? You are purchasing the raw material, but you are not paying the amount. There is specific duration is to be decided, or specific period is to be decided, that after 1 month I will pay the amount of raw material to the that supplier. Okay, so some transactions are on credit basis, so this classification of these transactions are to be done, and this classification is done on the basis of journal into ledger form. When we are doing the classification of the journal entries, so this classification is done in the ledger form. See here, ledger accounts are to be given. Okay, in journal entry we are recording all these transactions in a chronological order. After this, with the help of this journal entry, these all the transactions we are recording in the ledger form. Ledger means what? Cash account. Suppose Usher having the business, and many transactions are taking place in a day in his business. Okay, so he recorded first in a journal. After this journal recording, now he want to know that how much cash I spent in a day. So what he has to do? He has to refer all the journal entry. But if he has no time to refer all the journal entry, so he will go through the ledger. Ledger means what? Separate account we are preparing. Cash account, furniture account, goods account. How much goods we purchase in a day. So you will get through this account how much goods are to be purchased and how much goods are to be sold. Okay, so you will get an idea of that particular account through the ledger. Okay, so ledger account is to be prepared after journal. How it is to be prepared, all these you are having in detail. Okay, so classification, it is called as classified. So how the accounts are or transactions are classified? Through ledger form. Got it? How the recording is to be done? First in a journal form. After journal form, these transactions are classified to get it easy for the businessman to identify the specific account. Okay, so for that classification is also needed. In the meaning we saw recording, classifying, then measuring, communicating. So these all the terms are included in accounting. Now, so recording has been done. Measurement is to be done. Now what next? Classifying. So here we are classifying the transaction through ledger form. Then summarizing. At the end of the year, final account. You heard the word final account? मार्च ईयर एंडिंग हम बोलते हैं ना, अरे मार्च ईयर एंडिंग है, अभी पूरा फाइनल अकाउंट बनाना पड़ेगा. Yes, so final account is the summary of all these transactions. Whatever during the year you are doing the transactions for your business, so you are summarizing all these transactions in a final account. Okay, so through final account you will get an idea about all the financial transaction during the year, and from that during the year all the transaction how much you are earning profit, whether you are earning the profit or you are suffering the loss, whether the business is in profit or whether business is in loss, you will get an idea from what? From summarizing the transaction. And where it is to be summarized? In a final account. Got it? So journal, after journal ledger, after ledger final account. Got it? This is the way of recording systematically all the accounting transaction. First transaction took place. After transaction, it is to be recorded in a journal form. After journal form, classification is to be done in a ledger form. Then summarization. Summarization in the form of final account. So final account includes trial balance, trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet. See, trial balance. So final account, these are the part of final account. First trial balance. These all the ledger accounts. When you prepare the ledger account, so when you are closing this particular account, you will get the balance. So that's why it is that balance of all the ledger balances we are recording in trial balance. Got it? So trial balance. After trial balance or with the help of trial balance, you are preparing trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Just see carefully here. I mentioned trading account, profit and loss account, but balance sheet I have not mentioned account. Why? See children, listen carefully. These are the very basic important, and if you are not clear your basic, you will not get in future whatever you are learning. So these are the basic of accounting you should understand. These terms are very much important. If you are not understood what is asset, what is liability, what is accounting transaction, what is financial transaction, then you will not get the practically all the questions. You cannot able to solve the practical question. So understanding the basic concept of accounting is very much important for you. So that's why I'm asking repeatedly to concentrate, and if you are having any doubt, I will give you last 10 minutes to resolve your doubt. Got it? So trial balance, why I have written here trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. For balance sheet I have not mentioned the account word. Why? Because trading account and profit and loss account, these are the ledger accounts through which we are getting the profit and loss of the business. Okay, but balance sheet, it is not an account. Then what balance sheet is? Balance sheet is financial statement. Got it? Through which we can come to know the financial position of the business through assets and liability, whether the financially the business is sound or not, business is weak or strong, sound, to pay the liability of the business. So through which we can come to know through balance sheet. Got it? So balance sheet is what? It is a financial statement through which we can come to know the financial position of the business. Got it? So it is called as balance sheet, and through trading and profit and loss account we will come to know the profit and loss of the business during the specific year. Got it? So summarization, this is also one of the characteristic. After summarizing, analyze and interpret. If the company is getting the profit, yes, that means company is doing well, okay, in a year. But if company is suffering the loss, then they have to analyze the things. They have to interpret why last year the company earned the profit and why this year company is suffering the loss. So interpretation is to be done with the last year. Got it? So after summarization with the final account, they can analyze and interpret their business transaction, their business performance, and remedial steps can be taken by the management. Got it? And after analyzing and interpreting, these should be communicating to the various users of the accounting data. Management is there, investor is there, customers are there, creditors are there. So to all these people, this should be communicated through the audit report, through the budget. Got it? So these are the various characteristics of accounting. We will again revise. Identifying the financial transaction. First, the financial transactions are to be identified. Then these are to be measured in terms of money. Then after measuring in terms of money, these transactions are to be recorded. First in journal form. Then after recording in a journal form, these transactions are classified in ledger form. Then after ledger or after classification, summarizing the transaction. Summarizing is done in the form of final account. Final account includes trial balance, trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. After summarizing, analyzing and interpreting the financial data. Once you prepare the final account, you have to analyze with the past data, past accounting information, previous year's accounting data with the present. You have to interpret, and after interpretation and analyze, you have to communicate to various users of the accounting data, accounting system. Got it? Everyone understood the characteristics? Yes, children? Just raise your hand if you understood it. Everyone? There is a sign to raise your hand now. Okay. Now, the next point, once you understood, if you are not having any doubt, we will move ahead with the main branches of accounting. There are various branches of accounting. So which are the various branches of accounting? Financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting. Okay. So financial accounting. Now what is financial accounting? Related to now in the term only. It is to be get understand financial, which is related to finance. Okay, so what is financial accounting? The main purpose of this branch, financial accounting, is to record all the business transaction in a systematic manner. So in financial accounting, all the accounting record or business transactions systematically recorded. And how it is systematically recorded, just now I told you. First, the financial transactions are to be identified, then it is measured, then it is recorded, then classified, summarized, then analyzed and interpret. So this is involves financial accounting, involves all these activities. And why this is to be needed? Financial accounting to ascertain the profit and loss account for the specific year by preparing the trading and profit and loss account, and also to come to know the financial position of the business through the balance sheet. So financial accounting is important branch of the accounting, because through financial accounting only we can come to know what is the profit and loss of the business during the year, what is the financial position of the business, and which is very much important to know all these for your business. So through financial accounting, through this branch we can come to know. Got it? Then next is cost accounting. Now cost accounting, it is also one of the branch of accounting which is to be helpful to ascertain the total cost and per unit cost of the goods to be produced. Now see cost accounting. Initially, when the business is basically concerned with the manufacturing process. Okay, so for manufacturing process, immediately first day you cannot get the profit for your business. Suppose, take the example, if you want to start, children, please switch on your videos. Keep your video on, please, everyone. Don't switch on your video. Okay. So, see, directly, suppose if any business is involved in the manufacturing process. So first they have to purchase the raw material, then that raw material get it into converted into finished goods by the various machineries, right? So first day you will not get the profit ना through your business. होता है ऐसे कभी आपने first day business start किया and first day only you will get the profit? No. There are some transactions you have to do for your business, and after that, after some period, specific period, you will earn the profit. Got it? So cost accounting, it is one of the branch when these manufacturing process is to be involved. So first you need to purchase the raw material, you need to purchase the machinery, you have to appoint the human beings to run this machinery and get that raw material converted into finished goods. Got it? So when these process is to be involved to convert the raw material into finished goods, till that date, whatever the expenses are incurred in the business, that expenditure are called as cost. Got it? And once these finished goods are to be ready with your business, then these finished goods are to be transferred to the market where the customers are purchase these goods, and then you will get the selling price of your commodity goods and services, right? So during that period, whatever the expenditure you incurred to convert these raw material into finished goods, so these expenditure are called as cost. So that cost also you should understand how much total cost is to be incurred to convert your raw material into finished goods. Then only you will able to decide your selling price of the goods and services, right? So for that reason, cost accounting is also one of the important branch of accounting. So through cost accounting, you can ascertain or you can determine the total cost and per unit cost of the goods and services which are produced by the business and services rendered by the business. So it is through cost accounting we can estimate the cost in advance, and it is helpful for the management to control the cost. Suppose if your market price of any commodity which you are producing in your business, suppose if the market value is 100 rupees, and if your cost will be going beyond that 100, that means you will not get the more than 100 rupees in the market for your commodity, but you spend already 110 rupees or cost for producing that goods and services. So initially or in starting only you are suffering the loss. So that's why cost accounting is also very important, vital part of the accounting system. So through cost accounting you can ascertain the cost, total cost, and after total cost you can decide the selling price of your commodity. Then third one is management accounting. Management accounting is also very much important branch of the accounting system, because through that all the information which is to be gathered in the accounting data, we can, or the management can decide the plans and policies for the business. So management accounting is also very important branch of the accounting. So these are the various three branches of accounting: financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting. Got it? Got it, everyone? Yes, children? Okay. Now after this, before move ahead with the steps of accounting process, just anyone has any doubt, just unmute yourself and ask me. Vedika, Ishika, Apurva, Aryan, your video is switch off. So I will not able to know that whether you understood or not. So please switch on your video. Komal, Palak, switch on your video. Palak. Okay, children, anyone has any doubt? Whatever we have done till now, anyone has any doubt? Yes? No one has any doubt? All of you understood whatever I explained?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Shall we move ahead then? Yes? Okay. Now there are steps of accounting process. Already we have done this. Just we'll revise it. Steps in accounting. What are the steps in accounting process? We have to identify the business transaction, financial transaction. After identification, we had to record in a journal and ledger form. In ledger form, we are classifying. In journal form, we are recording. After classification, summarization. Summarization means in final account, through trial balance and financial statement, we are summarizing the accounting system, accounting data. Then we analyze and interpret that. And after analyzing and interpreting, we are communicating these information to the users. Okay, got it? So this is called as accounting. Now, there are the various terms in your syllabus: bookkeeping, accounting, and accountancy. Now, what is bookkeeping? Bookkeeping and accountancy, this is the subject. Okay, bookkeeping means what? It is a part of accounting, and it is the process of identifying, measuring, recording, and classifying the financial transaction. When these financial transactions are identified, measured, record, and classified, that means till ledger. Yes, till ledger account, journal and ledger, we are keeping these all the accounting properly. So keeping that in the properly in the form of various books. So which are books? Journal and ledger. So that is called as bookkeeping. Bookkeeping. Okay, in the word only the meaning you can get it. Bookkeeping means what? It is a part of accounting system, or it is one of the process where we are identifying, we are measuring, we are recording and classifying the financial transaction. Got it? This is called as bookkeeping. So it is a primary function of accounting, we can say. And accounting means what? It is a wider concept, because after classifying, after recording, we are summarizing in the final account. Then we are interpreting, and we are communicating this financial data to the users of financial statement. So this is called as accounting. Just now we saw. Got it? So bookkeeping kahan tak hai? Sirf classification. Journal and ledger, we can say this bookkeeping. After classification, summarizing, interpreting, and communicating is done in accounting term. So that's why we can say that accounting is a wider concept. and bookkeeping is a narrow concept. Got it? And accountancy, accounting and accountancy is different from each other. Accounting is the summarizing, interpreting and communicating all the financial data, and accountancy means what? Systematic knowledge of principles. Yes, we are communicating, we are interpreting, summarizing, but with the help of some specific rules, some specific principles when we are applied while recording, while classifying, while summarizing these all the accounting data, it is converted into accountancy. Okay, so accountancy means what? It is a application of systematic knowledge of principles and techniques in accounting. Got it? So just keep in mind all these three terms. Three terms are different. Bookkeeping means what? It is one of the function or the process of identifying, measuring, recording and classifying all the financial data, financial transaction. Accounting means summarizing, interpreting and communicating this financial data to the users of financial statement. And accountancy means what? To record these, to communicate, to interpret, to summarize, we are applying some systematic knowledge of the principles of accounting. There are some principles of accounting, and when we are applying these principles and techniques while summarizing, while following these all the functions, then it is considered as a accountancy. Got it? Then there are some difference between bookkeeping and accountancy. Bookkeeping involves the identifying, measuring, recording and classifying these functions, and accountancy involves summarizing, interpreting and communicating this financial data to the users. That means it is a wider concept. So the main objective of bookkeeping is what? To maintain the systematic record, to keep keeping the books which involves the accounting data systematically. This is called as bookkeeping. And accounting means here we are ascertaining the profitability and financial position of the business. Here we are only keeping all the books, all the accounting data properly in a systematic way, Shravani. And in accounting, we are ascertaining the profit and financial position of the business through accountancy. So that's why bookkeeping is called as primary stage of accounting, and accounting is the second stage, and when the and begins where the bookkeeping ends. Okay, after classifying, accounting begins. So when the bookkeeping ends, accounting begins. Got it? Then the job is routine and repetitive in nature in bookkeeping, and here we have to use the analytical techniques. That means this job is analytical in nature. Why? Because we are analyzing and interpreting the transactions. No? So that's why accountancy or accounting is the job of analytical in nature, and bookkeeping is a routine and repetitive nature. Then bookkeeping does not require any specific skill because we are only keeping the record. We are not analyzing, we are not interpreting, we are not summarizing any transaction here in bookkeeping. We are only keeping the record of accounting transactions, financial transaction. But here in accounting, yes, specific skill is required. Okay, so it is performed by senior staff and bookkeeping is performed by junior staff. Got it? Okay, so this is the difference between bookkeeping and accountancy. Understood? So there are some advantages of accounting. It provides the information about financial performance through various account, trading, profit and loss account. We can come to know the financial position of the business. Then it also provides the assistance to the management. Already these all the points I explained. Just I will revise in short. These are considered as an advantage. Provide the assistance to the management through accounting data. The management can frame plans and policies for the business. Then it facilitates the comparative study. Yes, we can do the comparison of past and current data, accounting data, and we can analyze these all the financial transactions of the business, and through that we can do the comparative study. Okay, and we can do the with the comparison of this all the report, we compare these two, previous year accounting data and current year, so we can come to know the difference between these 2 years performance of the business through. So we can say that it facilitates the comparative study. Then it helps in settlement of tax liability. because tax we are paying against our income. You know that this common term, that always the tax is to be charged against our income. Got it? So income tax is there and GST is there. Now this GST has been introduced, goods and services tax. Okay. So whatever the business is doing their activity, against that purchases and sales, they have to pay the GST, goods and services tax. So we can ascertain the value of this tax through the accounting data, because against the income only we are paying the tax. So how much purchases and sales of the goods and services are there, against that the GST can be determined, and against our profit the income tax we can determine. So it helps us also in settlement of the tax liability. It is helpful in raising the loan. Yes, through financial statement only the bank or any financial institution will decide that whether the firm is financially good or not. And if you are not, your business is not financially sound, bank will not allow the loan to you, will not grant the loan to you. So it is also helpful for raising your loan, because if you have having any proof that yes, your business is in financially in a good condition, so that is the proof that you can demand loan for your business, okay, through various financial institutions and through various banks. Then it is also helpful in decision making. Through this accounting data you can take the decision for your business. Then there are some limitation, as the advantages are there, disadvantages are there. Accounting is not precise, because sometimes it is who are maintaining all these books of account, human beings, and always by the human mistakes can happen. So personal bias judgment is there. Due to that you cannot get the precise or accurate data. Okay, sometimes the wrong amount or wrong profit and loss amount you can get through that. Then accounting is done on historical values of the asset. Yes, already asset we understood that accounting records assets at their historical cost, less depreciation. Whatever the value of asset during the purchase, okay, during the day of purchase. Suppose if you purchase the asset of rupees 1 lakh last year, so you will get the 1 lakh value during the year. Take the example, suppose if you purchase any scooty, okay, so last year you purchased the vehicle, okay, scooty, for your benefit. Again in this year you will get the same value for your asset. Why? Because in asset, fixed asset, always the depreciation is to be calculated. Why? Depreciation means reduction in the value of fixed asset. Okay, because you are using that asset now, due to wear and tear. If you are not using, then also climatic conditions, due to climatic condition, due to wear and tear, the value of your asset get decrease. Okay, and that decrease in the value of fixed asset is called as depreciation. See here, the depreciation term is there. So due to that you cannot ascertain the proper value of your asset. Okay, so with the base of historical value the accounting data is to be prepared. So this is also one of the disadvantage. Then it ignores the effect of price level changes. Yes, market value of your product is fluctuating. Okay, how the price of the commodity is decided? Demand and supply of that product. Okay, so due to demand and supply of the product, the price level changes. But when you are preparing the accounting data, so it ignores the effect of your price level. Yes, so price level changes is ignored in the accounting system. Then it ignores the qualitative information. Only quantitative term, that is monetary transactions we are recording. Qualitative information is ignored here in accounting data. Okay, accounting system. Then it affected by the window dressing. Now what is window dressing? Manipulating the accounting to present a more favorable position. Yes, suppose any business, if they want to show their financial position sound to the investors, to the outsiders, because they have to disclose that all the accounting information to the outside. So suppose sometimes they are manipulating these accounting data. Suppose if their liabilities are more, but in the financial statement they are showing these liability less and assets more. So this manipulation can be done in accounting system. So this is called as affected by the window dressing. Window dressing means manipulating the data, accounting data. Okay, so these are the various disadvantages or limitations of accounting. Now, who are the users of the, I'm always repeatedly saying that there are the users of accounting. So there are two users of accounting, internal users and external users. So internal users, owners are there. Who are the owners? Shareholders. Just now I told you who are called as owner of the company. Those who are contributing, they are most of the capital in the business. And by contributing the capital, they become the owner of the business. Got it? So owners are there, management is there, and employees who are working in the organization. So they also have the right to come to know the accounting position, financial position of the business. So these are the three internal users of accounting system. Who? Owners, management, shareholders. Who are the owners? Shareholders are the real owner of the company. Management, who are framing the plans and policies for the business, and employees who are actually involved in the day-to-day activities of the business. Got it? And who are the external users of the business, of the accounting system? Banks and financial institution, because they are granting the loan to the business. So they have the right to know the financial position. So the external users, because they are not directly involved in the business transaction, that's why these are called as external users, banks and financial institution who are granting the loan to the business. Then investors are there, those who are not directly contributing their capital in the form of shares, but yes, they are investing their money in a public in the form of public deposit. Okay, so investors are there. Then creditors are there. Creditors means the person to whom the amount is payable. Okay, so creditor is always your liability, just keep in mind. Okay, so creditors means the person who is providing the goods and services to you on credit basis. You are not paid the amount of the raw material, you purchase the material or goods and services on credit basis, and the amount is payable by you to that person. So that person is your creditor. Okay, so that's why creditor is always your liability. So creditor is also one of the external user of the accounting. Then government, because government we have to pay the tax. So government is also have the right to know the financial position, and researchers are there. So these are the all external users of the accounting. And last one is consumer, that is customer. Got it? Yes? Everyone got it? Understood? Yes. Rama sir, how much time is there left? Hello?
Yeah, hello, ma'am.
Hi, Rama sir, how much time is there left?
Actually,
can continue.
I was informed that your session is from 11:30 to 12:30. We have already exceeded time, but still, if you require another 10 to 15 minutes, you can continue, ma'am.
Okay, I will conclude within 5 minutes. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank
It is
you.
1:12 now. If you want to exceed it till 1:30, it's fine. No issues.
Okay, okay. But the students should not be overburdened now. First day only.
Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Within
As you are
5 to 10 minutes, I will conclude.
fine. No
Okay,
issues.
thank you. See, children, with this continuous theory part, might be you bored with that. So we'll move ahead with the some interesting graph, and I will show you. See, screen is visible to you all. And please switch on your video. Why the again repeated instructions I have to give? Just switch on your videos. Okay, see. Just I told you now, there are some principles of accounting, some rules are there. When you are keeping these all the accounting record, financial transaction in a accounting system, you have to follow some rules and regulations, principle, techniques. Just I told you one of the characteristic, principles and techniques. On the basis of these principles and techniques, the accounting system is recorded. So which are these accounting principles and techniques are there? See, accounts is to be classified in two ways. there is traditional approach and modern approach. Okay, so account is to be classified in two ways. Traditional approach, again in traditional approach there are three types of account: personal account, real account and nominal account. Okay, what it mean by, I will explain. And modern, according to modern approach, the account is divided into 5 parts: income account, expenses account, asset account, capital account and liability account. So with the help of traditional approach or with the help of modern approach, you can post the transaction, business transaction, financial transaction in the accounting system. Okay, so this is the way. This is called as double entry system of accounting. Got it? So what is double entry system? According to double entry system, accounts is to be classified in two ways: traditional approach, modern approach. And students, just keep in mind always that when the account, you are learning the account, you should have the notebook and pen with you. Okay, so that important points you can note down. So understood this classification? Traditional approach. According to traditional approach, there are 3 types of account: personal, real, nominal. Now the question will arise in your mind, why these 3 accounts only? Yes, see, now the business is recording all these business transaction, financial transaction. That is, you are agree with that? Who is doing the business? Human being, person. So person is involved. Yes, so personal account. Who is doing the business? Person. So personal account. Now with the help of only one person, the business cannot run. They require the assets. Already I told you one of the important aspect of accounting, that is asset. Okay, asset is required, machinery is required, raw material is required, cash is required. So various assets are required to run your business. Not only with the human beings, the business can run. So real account. So real account is related to property, asset. So that's why real account. And nominal account, when you are, any person is doing the business with the various assets, then the expenditure and income is incurred through that business. So that's why nominal account. These are the 3 types of account. You understood why these only 3 types: personal, real and nominal. So according to traditional approach, account is divided into 3 types: personal account, real account and nominal account. Got it? And according to modern approach, there is a one modern approach, and according to modern approach, the account is divided into 5 parts. Income, because business, the main motto is to earn the income, profit. So income account. While doing this business, expenditures are incurred, so expenses account. Asset, as the business should have some assets to run their business. Initially they required the capital also, so that's why capital account. And liabilities. Okay, so according to modern approach, the account is subdivided into 5 accounts: income account, expenses account, asset account, capital account and liability account. Okay, so just keep in mind that these 2 approach of accounting, and with the help of this approach, traditional and modern approach, whole accounting system is to be done, recorded. Okay, so don't forget these types of account and their rules. There are some rules also, we will see in the next lecture if we'll get the chance. So these are the 3 types of account according to traditional approach, and these are the 5 types according to modern approach. And there are some principle, techniques, rules and regulations as per the personal account, real account, nominal and all these 5 types. Got it? So this is the basic picture I brought in front of you about the accountancy. Okay, so if you will make the friend of this subject, you will get in a easier way with this. Okay, so anyone has any doubt, just I will give you 2 minutes to clear your doubts, to resolve your doubt. Anyone has any doubt, just unmute yourself and ask me the doubt. Whatever we have done, we have seen in that. Anyone has any doubt, children? Yes. No one has any doubt? Komal, Palak, you understood all the points? And try to inculcate the habit to note down the points, huh? Okay. I think no one has any doubt. Yes. So shall we end the meeting? Yes, children. Just unmute yourself, all the children. Anyone has any doubt? Shall we conclude the meeting? Okay, sir. I have finished my part.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks a lot. And all those students who have attended the session, first of all, thank you. And I hope all the doubts were cleared